What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Zagular Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Isaiah, and we are live. We are live on this Monday. And today, y'all, we have another 2024 WNBA draft profile. And today we have Stanford center Cameron Brink, y'all, one of the best centers in women's college basketball, maybe the best center in women's college basketball. And we are going to get into her strengths, her weaknesses, her prospect grade, her pro comparison. And then at the end of y'all, I will give y'all my conclusion on Cameron Brink. But wow, she is a phenomenal talent, and I cannot wait to see her play at the next level. So y'all, without further ado, let's get into it. So Cameron Brink, center, 6'4". Her 2023 stats as of right now: 17.8 points per game, 12 rebounds per game, 2.9 assists per game, and 3.5 blocks per game. So incredible production. Like I said, she's one of the best centers in the nation, and her numbers back that statement up. So y'all, let's get into her strength. So I think her first strength is that she is tall with super long arms. As I just stated a few seconds ago, y'all, she is 6'4", and I don't know what her wingspan is, but I know she has to have a very, very long wingspan. I mean, you just see it on the court. I remember the first time I saw Cameron Brink, I was like, wow, this girl has to have it probably like a 7'1" wingspan. I mean, seriously, because her arms are super, super long, and it definitely allows her to be the defensive player that she is. Look at her next strength, y'all. She's an elite shot blocker. I think Cameron Brink is one of the best shot blocking centers I've ever seen in women's college basketball. Let me repeat, Cameron Brink is one of the best shot blocking centers I've ever seen in women's college basketball. Y'all, I told y'all, she averages 3.5 blocks per game. And it's not just her ability to block shots, y'all, but it's like kind of the way she does it, the way she's able to position herself for those block shots. Because you're not talking about these are just easy block shots every time that she gets. Sometimes Cameron Brink is having to position herself in a way so she's able to get the block, right? Because, sometimes, y'all, you could be going against a really talented offensive player. So they might try to do a nice little Euro step, a nice little hop step, a nice fadeaway. And Cameron Brink is able to block those kind of shots as well. It's not just your little easy block, so to speak, right? It's not just chase down blocks. It's not like somebody shooting it right at her. She's blocked. Now, that happens sometimes. But Cameron Brink is also able to position herself to get those blocks. And, man, like I said, y'all, one of the best shot blocking centers I've ever seen in women's college basketball. You look at her next strength. It's her rebounding. I mean, she averages 12 rebounds per game this season. I think for her career, she's averaging about 9 rebounds per game. And to some people, this is not a strength because you're like, well, she's 6'4". She should be able to rebound the ball at a high level. But, y'all, let's be honest. There are some tall players that aren't great rebounders. They're just okay. And there are some players that are short that are great rebounders. You talk about Courtney Williams, who plays in the WNBA. She's only about 5'7", 5'8". She's one of the best rebounders that we have in the WNBA. So just being tall does not mean you're going to be an elite rebounder, but Cameron Brink is, man, very good rebounder. Like I said, y'all averaging 12 rebounds per game, dominant. And I think Cameron Brink is probably going to lead the WNBA in rebounds a couple times in her career. I really believe that because I mean, she just has a great rebounding instinct. She has great feel for where to position herself to get a rebound. It's kind of similar to the way, y'all, she's able to position herself to get blocks, or she's able to position herself to get rebounds as well. So she's a great rebounder. Her next strength, y'all, is her defensive impact. Cameron Brink, it goes beyond just her shot blocking ability. She is able to change a game on the defensive end of the court. And, y'all, it's not too many players in the history of women's basketball that we could say this about. I think Teaspoon, she was one of them. Tamika Catchings was one of them. Lisa Leslie was one of them. Those are some names that come on top of my head that they're able to change the game on the defensive side, y'all. Not too many players can do that. A lot of players, they change the game by their defense, right? That's it. That's how they change. By their offense. Cameron Brink changes the game with her defense. Teams, y'all, literally have to game plan around her. Like, you got a game plan around Cameron Brink. You might have to change up what you're going to try to do offensively because you know she can change the complex of any game. I've seen her do it, y'all. I've literally seen Cameron Brink do it time and time and time again. 3 years ago when they were in the championship game against the Arizona Wildcats, and in that game, she changed that game defensively. You know, Arizona at the time, y'all, they had this guard by the name of Eric McDonald. Y'all probably heard of her. She's one of the best guards, in the nation at that time. And Ari had a hard time going against Cameron Brink. Now, obviously, Cameron Brink is a whole lot taller, but Ari had some success against some taller players, but she couldn't have that success. Arizona as a team, they didn't have that success. That was a real low-scoring game. Because Cameron Brink, y'all, she just able to change the game by her defense, not offensively. And she's a good offensive player, but she changes the game defensively. You look at her next strength, y'all. She's an improved free throw shooter. You're talking about a player that when she came into college basketball, she was not a good free throw shooter. Her first 2 years, y'all, the stats showed that. Her freshman year, she shot 65% from the free throw line. Her sophomore year, she shot 62% from the free throw line. But you look at her last 2 years, y'all, her junior year, she shot almost 85% from the line. And this season, she is shooting 85% from the line. I mean, she is really improved as a free throw shooter. And this is amazing. I mean, a 6'4" girl, y'all, 6'4" player that can shoot 85% from the free throw line. I mean, that's better than some point and shooting guards. And it's something to be had, y'all, when you have your power forward at center is an elite free throw shooter. And Cameron Brink, I think now you would say she is an elite free throw shooter, seriously. Because to shoot 85% at 6'4", you're an elite free throw shooter. And she has really improved her game. So you got to give her kudos for that, y'all. I mean, we have to. Because when you're able to turn your weakness and make it a strength, and it actually seriously becomes a strength, it's not like she went from a 65% free throw shooter to like a 72% free throw shooter, right? That's like improvement, but that's still not great. She went from a 65% free throw shooter, y'all, her freshman year to now her senior year, all the way up to 85%. I mean, it's a 20% improvement right there. So that's really that's really improving your game, improving that part of her game. She really did it. You look at her next strength, y'all, it's her toughness. Cameron Brink has played against some elite players, some elite centers, elite power forwards in her time, right? She has. Aaliyah Edwards, Aaliyah Boston, Elizabeth Kidley, Lauren Betts. She's played against some really great players, some really great centers. She has not backed down one time. Not back down one time, y'all. You look at Cameron Brink, I think sometimes people, they underestimate her because she's not the most athletic player. And I think people think, oh, okay, you know, it's Cameron Brink. She's not that athletic. So we're going to be able to kind of go at her. You can't go at Cameron Brink. If you do, you better enter at your own risk. I'm serious, y'all. Enter at your own risk if you go against Cameron Brink. Because she is an incredibly tough player. She will not back down from anyone. And if you think you're going to be able to bully her, to beat her up, it's not going to happen. She's played against, think about it. Forget who she's played out of conference, y'all. Think about in conference, right? She's going against Utah with Elisa Pilley. She's going against UCLA with Lauren Best, Arizona, Oregon, this year USC, and Washington State. So she's going to get some great competition. And she has done her thing every single time. And y'all, you look at her last strength. She has a good face-up / post game. Now, we knew, for those of y'all that watched Cameron Brink in high school, you knew that she had a good post-up game. The question we had about her was if she was ever going to be able to develop into a decent, like, mid-range shooter. And she has, y'all. I mean, she has a good face-up game. You know, I was watching a USC and Stanford Pac-12 championship game last week, and there was several times in that game, y'all, when she caught the ball in the post, she was facing up. She didn't have her back to the basket, right? She didn't have her back to the basket. She was facing up, and she pulled up and hit a little mid-range shot. So she's really improved that area of her game because she could not do that when she first came to Stanford. she was just, a back to the basket kind of player. But now she can face up. She can hit little mid-range shots. And that makes her, her ceiling in the WNBA makes it a whole lot higher than what it once was. Because now you see, okay, she's showing she has pretty solid touch. So I like it. And this is something that she's, like I said, she's improved on her face-up game. And now she has a pretty solid face-up game. All right, y'all. So let's get into her weaknesses. So I think her first weakness is that she is foul prone. And this does not surprise me at all because Cameron Brink, I talked about she's an elite shot blocker, and she is. But, a lot of times, y'all, when you're talking about a player that's an elite shot blocker, he or she, they try to block everything. And, sometimes it's not the smartest idea. And for Cameron Brink, it is, y'all. She averages 2.6 fouls per game. That's a decent amount right there. That's a decent amount, let's be honest. And considering that, she is the best player on Stanford, they need her to play a lot. They really do. You looking for her career, y'all. She has averaged 2.7 fouls per game. So that's almost 3 fouls a game. I think when she gets into the WNBA, her head coach, her assistant coach are going to just tell her, hey, Cameron, you don't have to try to block everything. And we need you on this floor. So we can't have you picking up 2-3 fouls in the first half. Because then that's going to limit the playing time you have in the second half, right? And Cameron Brink, y'all, she's too good of a player. She's too impactful to be sitting on the bench. But she definitely is going to have to tone down her fouls. And again, like I said, when she gets to the next level, just her coach, her head coach, her assistant coaches need to tell her that she does not have to try to block everything. And I get it. Again, like I said, y'all, she is an elite shot blocker. And a lot of times, elite shot blockers, they want to go and try to block everything because you think you can block everything. But that could lead to you being foul prone. That could lead to you having some really wild, dumb fouls. And so this is something she has to work on. You look at her next weakness, y'all. She has a really thin frame. Now, I cannot find Cameron Brink's weight anywhere. But, y'all, I mean, we could tell by looking at Cameron Brink, okay? She's not the biggest. She needs to put on muscle and weight. It means, y'all, she has to eat. Okay, Cameron Brink's going to have to eat a little bit, though, too. She don't just need to. She doesn't just need to just go to the gym, get in the weight room. Though. Cameron Brink's going to have to eat because she's going to have to put on some weight, y'all. She has to put on some weight. You look at, the WNBA right now. You got a lot of, taller players, a lot of bigger players, right? A lot of stronger players in the league right now. You got, an Asia Wilson. You got a Jonquil Jones. You got a Brianna Jones. And so you got a Nneka Ogwumike. You talking about players, y'all, Brianna Stewart. These are players that love to post up. You got a Kalani Brown. You got a Tierra McCowan. So you got a lot of players in this league, y'all, that are strong, that are physical, that love to post up. Cameron Brink could get pushed around by some of them right now. Right? Because she is, she does have a thin frame. She's a little small. Actually, she's really small. What am I talking about? A little small. Y'all, she's really small, okay? And so she gets Cheyenne Parker. Like, there's somebody else she could get pushed around by. So she needs to get stronger. She needs to eat. She does. Because Cameron Brink, I mean, she's an elite defender, but, she could get pushed around. And even like, she went she's went against, Alyssa Pilley several times in her career. But y'all know Alyssa Pilley, y'all, she's like a Mack truck, man. She has a lot of strength. And Cameron Brink has kind of struggled against her. Not going to, guarding her one-on-one on the perimeter, but when because Alyssa Pilley can dribble the ball, but like a point guard. But when Cameron Brink has had to try to defend her in the paint, Alyssa Pilley has had her way with her. Why? Because Cameron Brink is just not strong enough. So she needs to put some weight on and also hit the gym. But yeah, she needs to put some weight on. And then y'all, her last strength is that she is her last weakness is that she is inconsistent as a shooter. Cameron Brink has improved as a shooter, but she still is not a good shooter right now. Now, I think she's a solid mid-range shooter, but as y'all know, this season, really, Cameron Brink has been shooting more threes. The problem is she's only shooting it at a 29% clip. Her freshman year, everyone was like, Cameron Brink shot a good percentage from three, but y'all, she shot less than 1 3 per game. This season, though, she's shooting 2.2 threes per game, right? But she's only shooting at the 29% clip. What does encourage me, though, about her shooting, y'all, is that, as I stated earlier, she's a good free throw shooter now. And normally, if a player is a good free throw shooter, that means they will be a good jump shooter. I've told people this before in the past. You know, when a player's in college, don't look at her 3-point percentage for a second. Look at that free throw percentage. Because if her free throw percentage is low, but her 3-point percentage is high, that does not translate. It's happened for years, y'all. Go out there, look at anybody that was a good 3-point shooter in college, but they were a horrible free throw shooter. Look what they did in the league. Didn't work out for them. Right? It did not work out for them. Y'all look at Sabrina Ionescu. One of the reasons Sabrina is such an elite shooter, because wow, she's an elite free throw shooter, right? She's an elite free throw shooter. You're talking about for her career, she's shooting 90%. Sabrina Ionescu is. So Cameron Brink, again, she's inconsistent right now as a 3-point shooter. But this is something that she could get better on because she is a good free throw shooter, which I really love. Like I said again, y'all, you have to be a good free throw shooter. If you're a bad free throw shooter in college, then you're going to be a bad shooter in the WNBA. But she is a good free throw shooter, so I believe, and she has good mechanics too, so I believe she'll be able to get it corrected. Get a couple of these. I wonder if she and Steph ever practice together. That's a good question. I feel like they probably have. Steph can help assist her with becoming a better 3-point shooter. Yeah, he definitely can. All right, y'all. So let's get to her prospect grade, her pro comparison. I'll give y'all my conclusion. So my pro comparison for Cameron Brink, and I didn't even have to think long and hard about this, y'all, because this is a real easy one. My pro comparison for Cameron Brink is Brittany Griner. Yeah, BG, that's my pro comparison for her. When you look at Cameron Brink, y'all, she's very similar to Brittany Griner. Now, at this point, when Brittany Griner was in college, you know, BG was stronger. She was like bigger than Cameron Brink. But, y'all, they are very similar players, right? Two amazing shot blockers, amazing defensive players. I mean, I think the last decade, Brittany Griner and Cameron Brink are the two best defensive players I've seen in women's basketball. Like, seriously. Like, I don't say that lightly either, y'all. Like, they are the two best defensive players I've seen in women's college basketball the last decade. I mean, they really, 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 really can impact the game defensively. They're both elite shot blockers. They are both elite rebounders. Brittany Griner, obviously, she's more athletic than Cameron Brink because, you know, Brittany Griner can dunk and stuff like that, and Cameron Brink cannot. At least I haven't seen her dunk. So BG is more athletic, but other than that, y'all, they're very similar. And also, I would say at this point, Cameron Brink is a better shooter because you remember when Brittany Griner was coming out of Baylor, she was not seen as a good mid-range shooter like she is now. Like now, she can shoot mid-range shots, but at that time, y'all, she could not shoot mid-range shots. Cameron Brink can shoot mid-range shots, so she's, you know, further ahead in terms of her shooting than Brittany Griner was at that point. But if y'all look, and anybody, if y'all know Brittany Griner and you also know Cameron Brink, yeah, y'all know they have similar play styles, y'all. They really, really, really do. So, that's my pro comparison for her. My prospect grade, y'all, I gave her a grade of 94, meaning she's a great player. She should be an all-star / all WNBA player. If y'all watch my Angel Reese scouting report from a couple of days ago, I gave her a grade of 93. So I'm giving Cameron Brink 1 point here. I think the reason that Cameron Brink, you know, is just a little bit better than Angel Reese, and it's close between them, but I think the reason she's better, y'all, is because, you know, we're thinking that she's going to be a solid shooter at the next level. Whereas Angel Reese, you know, we still don't know about Angel yet. We don't know what kind of shooter she's going to be. We've seen Cameron Brink, you know, shoot some threes, shoot mid-range shots. Yes, she's still inconsistent, as I mentioned, but we've seen her like do it. We've seen her knock them down. Whereas Angel Reese, we really haven't seen her knock it down. So that's why I gave her a grade of 94. But yeah, I mean, Cameron Brink should be somebody that should be an all-star player at the next level. I mean, there's no reason she should not be an all-star player in the WNBA, y'all. So let's get into the conclusion. So Brink is a defensive monster who has improved her offensive game every year. She needs to get stronger, but she is a very intriguing player due to her two-way ability and sneaky spot-up shooting. She could be the best center in the league. And I truly believe, y'all, that Cameron Brink, with the skills that she possesses, she could become the best center in the WNBA. I mean, you're talking about a girl that's 6'4", y'all, a two-way player, like two-way player. As I mentioned in the conclusion, she's really improved her offensive game. She's improving as a shooter. While she's still inconsistent, she has improved. She's come a long way. And she can rebound the heck out of the basketball. So as I mentioned earlier, I think she's going to lead the league in rebounding a couple times. I think she's going to lead the league in blocks, several times. And I think we're going to be talking about her, y'all, as one of the greatest defensive players to ever play in the WNBA, to ever play in women's basketball, honestly. And I think Cameron Brink is going to have a really, really, really great career. And yeah, y'all, I mean, like I said, she is going to be one of the best defensive players that we have ever seen. And I cannot wait to see what she's going to do at the next level. Y'all, let me tell you something before I get up out of here. There's so much young talent that's currently in the WNBA / that's going to get drafted, this year's class. And then, 2025 and 6 and 7, y'all, I mean, the talent of the WNBA is at an all-time high. So many great players in the WNBA. Can we just clap for that, y'all, that there's elite players in the WNBA? Like, there's a lot, okay? There's a lot of elite players in the league. I have really, really enjoyed seeing the growth of the league, and I know I'm going to continue to enjoy to see the growth of the league. Just continue to see, man, these girls coming in, y'all. These girls, they are really doing their thing, and cannot wait to see Cameron Brink go up against like Asia. Y'all, that's gonna be a heck of a battle when she goes against like Asia, when she goes against Aaliyah Boston, when she goes against Jonquil Jones, when she goes against Brianna Jones, when she goes against Alyssa Thomas. Like, you talking about when she goes against Kalani Brown and Tierra McCowan. Like, those are gonna be some great battles. When she goes against Elisa Pearley, who's also in this draft class, when she goes against Angel Reese, when she goes against Diamond Miller, when she goes against Nafisa Collier. I cannot wait to see her when she goes against Nneka Ogwumike. Y'all, like, there's gonna be some really, 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 really good battles between her and the centers that's currently in the league and the centers that's get ready to join her in the league. And I just cannot wait to see that happen. Let me get to some of these comments before I get up out of here. Oh wow, that's quite a compliment. BG is a beast. Yes, she is. What's going on, John? What's going on with you, man? But yeah, y'all, so there you have it. That was my 2024 WNBA draft profile on Stanford center Cameron Brink. I want to let y'all know this, man. I will be back on here probably at 6:30 Central Standard Time. I'll let y'all know that is going to be the time I come on here, but it'll probably be at 6:30. I'm going to do my NFL mock draft 3.0, y'all. We are going to have maybe a trade or two, so y'all stay tuned for that. But yeah, I will be back on here, and like I said, probably around 6:30 Central Standard Time. So I hope to see y'all there for my NFL mock draft 3.0 post free agency edition. Remember, y'all, laughter is good medicine, so make sure you get your daily dose. Y'all know I'm in it, man. I love y'all. God bless. Peace.